into Arkham mods for a long time, and I've been making videos on them for a couple years at this point, and as much as I love Arkham mods, they could be so much better. What was it that Pedro Pascal said in that one Wonder Woman movie that I just didn't end up watching? Life is good, but it can be better. That's me right now thinking about Arkham mods. I do not say this to talk trash about any of the amazing modders in the Arkham community, but Arkham modding is so incredibly limited in what can be changed about the game. I mean, before just a few years ago, the only things that could be added or changed in the game files to any noticeable extent were textures. The modding community did a fantastic job utilizing this tool for nearly a decade, often combining it with mesh modding in order to swap parts of characters and making more unique looking mods. But when external model importing was finally figured out a few years ago, that changed everything. Now we have things like Lego Batman, Wheelchair Batman, Arthur Morgan, and plenty of other incredibly cool and funny mods. There have even been developments allowing people to import external sound effects and animations, although from what my friends in the modding community have told me, both are incredibly tedious. But in comparison to many other games, Arkham modding is still so limited. Even the game itself has strange limitations, like how you can use the command console and debug menu to spawn enemies, but only the enemy types that are already loaded in nearby areas, not to mention that they won't even do anything, they'll just kind of stand there. Or how you have to die in order to change playable characters, skins, meshes, just tons of stuff. So today I wanted to dream about what Arkham modding could look like if these limits were completely broken, anything was possible, and all my dreams could become reality. First things first, ever since, well, I guess Arkham City, but mostly Arkham Knight, I've wanted to see every single one of the Arkham games in one map. Not just the same map, but imagine it's like a full-blown remake with every gameplay feature. I guess this is overshooting for my dreams for a mod. I guess this is more like my dreams for a new Arkham game, which I've literally just made a video about, so maybe go watch that when you're done with this if you have more interest in stuff like this. But if I'm talking about dreams without limitations, this has been on my wish list for a long time. Even adding things like new gadgets to one of the games would be fascinating. Like, imagine we get the remote claw in Arkham City, or the Ultra Bat Claw in Arkham Knight, especially if it can bring the I'm sorry, I wrote about how the Ultra Bat Claw bringing the absurd ability to pull people off ledges back from Asylum and City would be insane, and it would. I was just comprehending how insane that would be if you had that plus fear multi-takedowns plus everything else that's in Arkham Knight. It's like, imagine if they were able to add the Batmobile. That'd be insane to see in the other games, even if the map isn't made for it. Hell, I'm kind of shocked people haven't figured out how to make their own challenge maps at this point. Even porting over challenge maps from one of the other games, although I know that that's not how that would work. Although, is it? Because Origins and City are so goddamn similar. I don't know. I'm not a fucking modder. Imagine if they could replace the free roam map. Like if someone remade Los Santos or Spider-Man's New York or even a Minecraft map, that'd be so funny. Hell, I'm not gonna lie, Suicide Squad's Metropolis is kind of cool. I would love to see it in an Arkham game. That'd be so sick to glide around that as Batman. Oh my god. While we're on the topic of Spider-Man, imagine if someone just recreated Spider-Man from the Insomniac games. How would that even work? Would they be able to port over the animations and then the models of webbing? Like, how would that'd be so cool. But I mean, someone did it in GTA San Andreas, right? So I mean, and the Arkham modders are incredibly talented. Someone's got to be able to figure it out, right? Imagine that someone recreates the Spider-Man playable character, like a gameplay and all, with the web swinging and different like combat and stuff, and then they remake New York from Spider-Man. So you launch up Arkham and you're just playing Insomniac Spider-Man. April Fool's Day joke of the year would be if someone did that with Suicide Squad. Oh my god, I launch up Arkham and it's just Suicide Squad with the Metropolis map and the other playable characters. We're gonna do a full 180 from that and talk about Arkham Co-op, because for those who aren't aware, Arkham Co-op is a thing thanks to mods, but is incredibly complex and janky. For starters, player 2 has to join in through a program called Parsec, which basically just streams player 1's screen to player 2's screen. And if any of you have ever tried streaming a video game, you know how mediocre it is. We haven't even gotten to the lack of features player 2 has, like the lack of a grappling hook and lack of split screen in any game beyond Asylum, meaning that player 2 just kind of has to deal with player 1's point of view. If all these features were fixed in my dream world, I don't know that I could ever stop playing Arkham Co-op. It'd just be like Gotham Knights if Gotham Knights was, good. Hear me out, WBI. I know that you are so scared to make multiplayer games after Suicide Squad and Gotham Knights, but you're sitting on a fucking gold mine. If you would have just set it in the Arkhamverse with Arkham mechanics and didn't kill off Batman. You fucking moron. Sorry about that. I think I'm still mad over the Great Web and Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad. Okay, there's a lot of reasons to be angry, actually, but I'm gonna try to not be angry because we're dreaming about what could be and not talking shit about what was, dear God. Imagine Arkham Co-op if it was actually made for co-op. Imagine if you could run around the map and not worry about deloading the area that player 2 is in. God, that's so brutal. Or if there were multiplayer side quests, some Arkham Knight type stuff where Nightwing is doing one thing trying to track the Penguin, and then suddenly he gets a call from Bruce, and Bruce is like, hey, I need your help in Gotham. And I mean, okay, maybe having a whole Bloodhaven map for Dick would be like a bit much, but I wonder what combat and Predator encounters would look like for 2 to 4 players. That'd be crazy. I wonder how many thugs you could fit in a room without the game crashing, let alone without 4 people beating their ass effortlessly. Another complete full 180. I want an Arkham Shadow PC port so bad because I don't want to sideload it onto something because that's totally not something Meta would like. And I totally don't want to mod my MetaQuest 3 because that's also not something Meta would like. But I really want to check out the Arkham Shadow debug menu thing that's been floating around for a long time. It seems so cool. You can just activate God mode and one-hit mode. But I'm not going to do any of that. I want Meta to not send assassins after me. I know Camouflage is done making content for Arkham Shadow, but what if the modding community wasn't? What if they could make new challenge maps and new stories and add more to the game? I mean, I guess that might take away some money from Arkham Shadow to Electric Boogaloo, but I'm personally, I don't give a fuck. I want more content in Arkham Shadow. That game was so good. I just need more. I know it's a VR game. It's all in first person. I would love more outfits. They only have, oh, okay, I was going to say they only have 1, but they do have 2 thanks to the 240 I Am the Night gold suit, whatever it is. I don't know, man. I'm just a sucker for the Arkham City suit, and I want it in every single Arkham game that I play. Please. It can't. I was going to say Camouflage, hear my please, but it's not really up to them. It's up to Meta / the modding community, whatever. Another Arkham mod that I've been told is entirely impossible is a randomizer, kind of like how Pokemon has a ton of randomizer mods. If you haven't seen those, features would include things like doors leading to other random doors. So say you try to walk in the courthouse, but then suddenly you're in the steel mill. If it's possible, which I don't think it would be, you could add random enemy types or random characters every spawn. That'd be so funny. You're trying to play as Batman, but the game doesn't want you to. You spawned in as Catwoman, loser. GG, go next. GTA randomizers exist too. They look horrid. You could do it though. I remember watching Dark Viper do something called a rainbow miser that changed like the textures of everything, and it was really over the top and hard to watch, but you could do stuff like that. And one of the last Arkham mods that I've wanted for years and years and years because it would be a blast is a Chaos mod. Another GTA inspired mod where every increment of time, usually I think 10 to 30 seconds, a random effect occurs. Could be stuff like changing your character if it was possible to do that without having to die, or turning on one punch mode, or just immediately killing you for no reason, teleporting you to the top of Wonder Tower for funsies, like anything, random stuff. Maybe one that just changes your player model to a different model. Maybe you just suddenly become Killer Croc. Maybe one that just spawns in the Wonder Tower elevator wherever you're looking. It'd be stupid. But without major amounts of innovation, I don't think any of the stuff that I've said in today's video is even remotely possible, but who knows what the future holds. If you guys somehow figure out a way to make any of the stuff that I yapped about today possible, let me fucking know. That'd be sick. I'd love to try any of this stuff, even if it's as minor as just adding a gadget to one of the Arkham games. Although I can't imagine that being a minor process for a modder, but you know what I mean. It's not as big as like changing the map to fucking Minecraft or creating a Chaos mod, you know? If you have any ideas for a mod that you'd like to see in Arkham, let me know in the comments below. Whoa, I'm getting way better at calls to action. That's crazy. That almost sounded like something I would naturally say. To be fair, I actually do want to know what you guys have for ideas for mods. It actually would genuinely interest me to see if you could come up with something else that I didn't come up with in today's video, or something that doesn't already exist. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Okay, bye!